Hi, everyone. Welcome to a new episode of Media Coffee. My name is Nariman. I'm your host, and I'm really excited to have Vipul Sipani today to interview from India. Vipul created a platform called Business Upturn, and I'm really excited to have you today just to talk about your platform, why you started it. So if you can just start by introducing yourself, and then we can get into our questions.
Sure. Hi, my name is Vipul, and I run a publication, Business Upturn in India. And it's a digital publication we started in 2020. And we are looking forward for this interview.
Thank you. I'm actually interested to know why did you start your platform? And you said 2020. So that basically was, I'm assuming, during COVID.
Yeah, we just started before COVID, and the purpose was to obviously generate revenue to earn money. And I used to do graphic designing, web development, and digital marketing kind of things before 2020. And I also did PR for some celebrities. So I had a basic understanding of how media works, and since I had the background of technology, I started a news portal to completely make revenue out of it. And that's the prime thing I focused when I started this publication.
This is actually really interesting because you said you started your platform to make revenue, but everywhere, like whenever I read new study or new reports about media in general in different countries, they always say that media is struggling. Media are not creating revenues; they're not making money, and that's why we see newsrooms are getting smaller and smaller. So can you just tell us a little bit about your rationale of creating an actual, like a platform like this? And also, why do you think media is struggling in terms of like creating revenues and how we can fix that?
Uh, Let me first talk about myself. So we started it because I saw opportunity in media segment, and I noticed that most of the publications which runs digital publication, because I run a digital publication, so I will talk about digital publications. So what they do is they set up a corporate structure and start spending a lot of money to run the operations and to generate news, and they spend a lot of money for rewriting work. Instead of creating original articles, they spend money to create rewriting work which can increase the traffic. So, and since they from the beginning set up a corporate structure, the salary structure and the expenses are very high. And what we focused that we started a team from one or two people, and then we gradually, when we saw increase in traffic, and we gradually increase the team, we hired students, we trained them, and we trained them hard to make them understand how this business works. So in my team, everyone from intern to a writer to editor level, everyone has done an internship with Business Upturn to reach this stage. We do not hire any person from outside. Let's say if someone message me that I want to be editor of your publication and I'm okay taking lesser salary from my current job, they cannot get into it, because the only process you join Business Upturn is by doing an internship at any of our portals. Like we run multiple news portals. Business Upturn is a primary portal, and the company name is Business Upturn, but we run multiple news portals. So to join a company, the only process you have to go through is that you have to do internship with us, and then only you can become a editor, sub-editor, associate editor, or writer, or any designation. When it comes to writing part of it, you have to do an internship. Like sales, we might hire someone from outside because sales is not the core part of the company. But for the journalism, we follow this process, and because we follow this process, uh, the trust between my writers and me, my team, is strong, because they know that someone from outside will not come any day and I will be out of this position. They have a security that only my junior will come to my position after a certain time or after I get a promotion. So there is a sense of security of job, money, and they have proved themselves from being an intern to editor. They have proved over the time that they are worth of this money. And this structure has helped me to generate revenue, and we had this structure from the beginning. So I think there is a gap between the corporate structure and startup structure. If you do it wisely, media will not lose the money. they have to think wisely, they have to spend money wisely, they have to decide where they want to spend, how much they want to spend. And what I have seen in big publications where I have communicated with the people there, with my friends in other publications, they will assign a person a job that you have to look after these people, and they do it like a job. So the productivity is much lesser than in comparison to my publication, because here we have a culture like a family, like we understand each other's problems because we have been this through this situation in the same company. So everyone is very cooperative, and when you have a good culture in your company, it helps people to increase their productivity. And of course, if the productivity is high of your team, then you will 100% make the money out of it. So that's where I feel like it's a large landscape. I am talking about only digital publication, a small chunk, but there is a huge money, of course. But you have to understand how you build to how do you want to build your team, and how much you want to spend, and how to make it a progressive team. You cannot hire 100, 200 people at one time to start your company. You start with 10 people and then increases gradually with your traffic and revenue. So there has to be certain milestone that, okay, at this milestone, I will hire this much of people, or I will hire a senior person in my company. And at this scale, we will start generating this much of revenue. And again, and then source of revenue is also important. The people mostly look after Google AdSense because they know it since beginning. The Google will pay you for your advertisement on your website. But there are other aspects as well. You have to make affiliate partners, wire partners like Season do it. You have to work on the brand content, because there are other companies which want to promote their products, and they will pay you for that. So you have to look for each and every partnership, but wisely, that it should not hamper your Google's presence because of that promotional content on Google. So wise people should run the company basically.
Understandable. Thank you. So, Vipul, we spoke before we start recording, or we spoke earlier actually, about some of your opinions when it comes to relations between journalists and media organizations, and also distributors like Cision. So, I would really like to know more about your insight and how is the dynamic or the relations is going between these three entities.
So when it comes to PR, companies hire a PR agency to do their marketing, not exactly marketing, but to do their internet archive thing. So PR usually what it comes that in your last conversation with a person from ANI, I think Mr. Sanjay was with you. So what he said was absolutely right, that PRs usually write their press release centering that they will be promoting the brand of the product. And the thing is that publication has some set of rules to there's some ethics that they will not promote any brand or person unless that is a paid partnership, but they usually do not promote it. There should be news value in the press release. And now the thing is that since the PRs understand what publication requires, they are not improving their copy. Instead, they are sending what they want to get published. And then publication, what happens is that either the publication has good relation with that PR and they will publish it, or the publication has to rewrite all the story and remove all the glorification from that and then publish it to make it correct informative story for their readers. And that takes a lot of effort. So what people do when it comes to publication, what they will do is they will start figuring out a different story which is exclusive. So because it takes similar time to rewrite that story which PR has sent and remove the glorification, or find the exclusive story and write it from their own. So rather than carrying that PR's release, people will go and find exclusive story from social media or from the sources, and they will write their story. So when I think last from 2 3 years, this gap has increased, and when it comes to season, I think this gap is minimized because your company understands well what publication are looking for. So they in proper format, they write the press release, they check the grammar of it, the proofreading, and the correct accuracy is correct. So when it comes from season, what actually my company thinks that if this release is coming from season, we can trust the value of it. So we know that information has been already verified from season person. So when it comes to my portal, I know I do not have to fact check the story that if it is correct or not. If the information mentioned here is either uh, what I can say, like we know that we can trust this story basically. So we do not have to spend our time to fact check the story if it is correct or not. So that's where I think Season is doing good job. But in when it comes to smaller PR agencies, it's the gap is increasing because they are not basically understanding what a journalist is looking for.
Then I actually have a question about your background, because you mentioned that you come from a tech background. And I've also, from your bio, you've mentioned that you have a cybersecurity background. So I'm just trying, I would like to understand or ask you, how are you using your background to basically enhance the credibility and security of your platform? Also making sure that the news or the information that you're receiving from different other sources are accurate and are basically correct and credible.
Uh, my background is from IT, and I used to do web development, software development, and then I get into digital marketing. Later on, I did some PR activities, and then I came to this publication business. So everything has helped me in some or other way to run this business. And I think my core background, which is IT, has helped me a lot in this journey to make Business Upturn successful, because I have done development and digital marketing, I understand how Google operates. Because a primary source of traffic for each and every publication is Google. You write your news to get it indexed on Google and to get a rank on Google. Because I don't know, but I don't have a specific percentage, but I feel it might be 90% or above of the audience worldwide, which searches on Google instead of any other publication, any other search engine. So I think that particular segment where I have done digital marketing and SEO and understanding of Google, that has helped me to make my platform optimized for Google, how Google pursue the content, what is the page speed of your page to load on 3G network or 4G network or broadband, what parameters Google look in your story or your website page when they index your page. And these factors has to be considered when it comes to a success of a publication, because if you only follow these parameters, you can get indexed on Google. If you are not working on your page speed or display of your website also helps, because Google also say that your content has to be very neat and clean so reader will not get misleaded to any other thing. Like you cannot put like a content 3 paragraphs and you put 2 ads in between, because that disturbs Google users experience of reading. So if a website follows that kind of structure, Google will automatically decrease their ranking in Google search. So you have to create a clean and neat and clean website. And since I had the understanding, so I followed that pattern very well.
Yeah, absolutely. Any last thing that you want to mention or you want to talk about?
There was one good thing by PR Newswire. I think last year, PR Newswire launched a premium package where they will publish the content only on selected premium portals, not that mass distribution like hundreds of links. And I think this is a thing which will survive when it comes to competition between Season and other news distributors, because now the game is all about quality content and not about number of links they generate for their client.
Yeah, no, thank you so much. I do really appreciate it. And I just want to thank our viewers for watching or listening to us if they're listening through the podcast. And don't forget to subscribe, send us your feedback, any questions you have, and follow us on social media as well. Thank you so much, Vipul. Thank you.
Thank you.